Okay, lights good. That light's good. That light's good. Green screen's good. Laptop is where it needs to be. Alright, let's go ahead and feed a troll.
You think your pathetic theatrics will entertain that group of maggots you call a fan base?
James, how many times do I gotta kick your ass? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's fun every time, but dude, seriously, learn to pick your battles.
I am not here to engage in combat with you.
That's a shame, dude, because when the conversation's over, I'm gonna cut your head off and flush it down the toilet.
Pathetic human. Even now you fail to grasp the obvious.
Oh god, dude. Seriously, you need to shut the fuck up.
I have come here to deliver a message.
Oh, go ahead then, dude. Spit it out.
I have come to inform you that my master will arrive shortly.
Have you taken too many blows to the head? I destroyed your master and ground him up and burned him outside.
I do not speak for the skeleton.
So there is, what, 2 skeletons?
There is an evil that you are ill-prepared to fight. It will destroy you once and for all.
What is your obsession with me, dude? I mean, are you, like, attracted to me? Because I'm going to tell you right now, that will not work out.
Expect him.
Didn't even say goodbye. Time to feed the trolls. Season 4. Hello, this is Cute Fuzzy Weasel, and it's time once again to feed the trolls. Sorry if I'm a little antsy right now. I just had a talk with don't worry about it. Anyway, today's troll is JimProfitBolshevik, my very first far left-wing troll. Happy, and we're going to be doing his video, Life Without Masters.
Capitalism is all about fear.
No, it's all about profit.
That's all it comes down to. I mean, when you think about it, let's say, for example, moderators did not exist.
What? What? Huh? Wait. Moderators? What? Okay. What is that? Okay. Moderators, I guess.
Tomorrow. Like, there was just no moderators, and you could not get banned.
I'm sorry. What does this have to do with capitalism?
What would happen?
I don't know. What? I guess it really depends on where you're talking about. I mean, are you talking about a specific website or just all websites in general? Because if you're talking about all websites, if all websites suddenly didn't have moderators, whatever that has to do with capitalism, then I guess there would be I don't know, a general breakdown in forum rule compliancy?
I'm being completely serious here.
Yeah, but serious about what, though? Seriously, I'm kind of confused right now. What is your point here?
If you think you have an argument, tell me what would happen if there was no moderators to ban people.
I just said I don't know what else what do you want me to tell you? And are we going back to the capitalism thing you brought up and were wrong about, or are we did we just drop that point, or what's happening?
What, would there be offensive posts?
Probably.
Like now? Would there be harassing posts? Like now?
Yeah, but the difference is you wouldn't have anyone who was able to take any kind of action against that person. I mean, they'd just be able to post all kinds of shit and no one would be able to do anything about it, which there are websites like that, so if you don't like moderators, just go there. And again, capitalism. We getting back to that.
Would there be people ganging up on one another? Like now?
Ditto on my last cut, dude. If you want to go to a website where there are just people harassing each other and throwing up all kinds of... There are websites that cater to that. Go over there. Or better yet, man, just start your own.
The only difference would be there would not be controlled environments that could support those things.
The fuck, controlled environments? You're talking about a website, right? I mean, we're giving up on capitalism. That's like gone. I don't know where it went, but it buried itself and died. But you're talking about a website here, so that's already a controlled environment, man. Again, if you want a place where people can just say and post and do and fuck whatever, just make it yourself. No one's gonna stop you. And I'm pretty sure that somewhere on the internet it exists. So again, what are you complaining about?
If someone were to harass you, you could harass them back.
If you want trolls to run your life, then yes, you can already do that.
It isn't simply the moderator picking and choosing.
Moderators of, websites are at least supposed to follow the code of conduct of that particular website, so... I mean, if they're picking and choosing, then there's something wrong with them. So I guess complain about them. If the rest of the moderators come down on you and say your complaint is bullshit, then one of two things are going on. That your argument is either bullshit, or they're all ganging up on you, and again, in which case, just fucking leave. I mean, seriously, unless you're getting your money through that website, there's no incentive for you to stay, and there's no real reason for you to waste your time. And if you are getting money through that website, then you're in some sort of contract with them, I hope. Fucking sue their ass. But I can tell you the one thing that's not gonna solve the situation is sitting around whining about it. That never solves anything. So either get to the gist of whatever kind of argument or point or whatever you're trying to make, or stop complaining.
And most often, it's the moderators doing the harassing, not the individual members.
Okay, I'm more than willing to believe that point if you show some data on that. Something tells me you won't.
I don't give a fuck.
Trust me, it is very obvious that you do not give a fuck about anything that you're saying right now.
When any of the people in my comment section say, if they got something to say about me, go right ahead.
I am.
I don't give two shits.
Yeah, but what about 3?
I'm gonna say what I have to say. But the moment the moderator thinks he can stop me, we have a problem.
Not really. Are you breaking the code of conduct for that website? If so, then yes, the moderator can and will stop you. If you're not, then submit a complaint about that moderator to the site admin. If that doesn't work, do it again. If that doesn't work, do it as many times as you want until you get sick of it or something happens. If you get sick of it, fucking leave. Again, unless the website is fucking paying you, what's the incentive? If you've made any friends there, then chances are you've already started communicating with them over Skype or Yahoo or AIM or something. And if you got people there who you don't fucking like, then fucking don't even bother. Just leave. Their opinion doesn't fucking matter.
Because I cannot just simply put a barrier between me and censorship.
Yes, you can. It's called the little black X on the tab thing. You just click it and, oh no! The website that you were pissed off at is gone, and never go back there. If you have a problem with censorship on websites that you go onto, make your own goddamn website. It's not that fucking hard. It's not even that expensive anymore. But don't let a bunch of assholes on some website that you don't even like keep you from fucking enjoying life.
I would either have to have legal grounds to stop him, or I would have to violently stop him. That's kind of hard given the distance between us.
See, right there, you're giving in. You're like, oh, you know what? If it wasn't for this website, I'd fucking kick your ass. Okay. What are you, 14? Just get over it.
So, explain to me what would happen if moderators didn't exist. How would that be a bad thing?
How would that be a bad thing? Alright, well, let's say you owned a website, right? And on that website you had a list of things, like a code of conduct that you put in place to make sure that all the conversations were at least civil and follow some kind of guidelines in terms of where they're posted, how they're organized, etc. Without people who you trust moderating that website for you, you would have to go through each and every single motherfucking post every single motherfucking day and do it yourself. And that is a pain in the ass. So right off the bat, I can think of one bad thing that would happen if all website moderators stopped existing. The admins would be really fucking stressed out and pissed off that they had to do all the fucking work themselves. Which might sound like a little trivial thing unless you're the owner of a website that has 100,000 users on it that are posting shit every single day. You can't do it all yourself. That's one of the reasons YouTube has this friggin' automated content copyright ID system. And we all know how wonderful that is.
Because even the argument of hackers and things like that could, hack into your account shit, they can do that anyway. In fact, they can do that all the more so because moderators encourage that kind of negative activity.
Do you have any data to back that up?
So, even the only instance where you could argue for moderators, they couldn't stop it anyway.
I just made a completely different argument about a situation where moderators do work out for the best. So, there. But you don't have any data backing up your claim. Well, you don't have any fucking data backing up your claims either, so the playing field's still pretty fucking level.
So if they can't physically stop it, why do they exist?
Because they can.
They only compound a pre-existing problem. That is in essence capitalism.
Huh? What? How is that capitalism? On one side, you have the trade of a currency between two people in exchange for goods and services. On the other side, you have website moderation. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure they're fucking equal.
You already have enough problems with natural disasters, poverty, hunger, things like that, and capitalism only makes it worse. Everybody loves to point out, how certain people starved in Maoist China or in Stalinist Russia, not taking into consideration natural disasters. Sometimes shit happens.
People did starve in Maoist China and Stalinist Russia because those governments fucking starved people. It's well fucking documented. It's well known that Stalin himself would routinely sign off on the death warrants of like thousands of people at a time because Joseph Stalin and Mao Zedong were insane. Crazy people do crazy shit. So your argument that somehow people weren't killed by those two despotic regimes, and they were despotic regimes just the same as Hitler, just goes to show your blatant ignorance in regards to historical fucking fact. And just aside, what the fuck does this have to do with website moderation?
Food doesn't grow, and people go hungry. That is a natural occurrence.
Or shit doesn't grow because you take the doctors out of the hospitals who know nothing about fucking farming, and you put them in the fields, and then you take the farmers who know nothing about being a fucking doctor, and you put them in the hospitals. Sometimes people starve because of insane decisions like that.
But when capitalism can intervene in that production and say that you should starve because you're poor, I'm not, fuck you, I own the means of production, that just compounds the problem.
Or when a massive overbearing government comes in and says that you should starve because your father was a fucking business owner, sometimes shit just happens.
And why are we dealing with that? Fear.
No, it's not fear. We don't have a problem with our society because we're afraid of what might happen if we fight against it. We have a problem in our society because we're too apathetic to do so. I mean, how many people went out to vote in the last election? Our system still works. We just need to be involved. But what we definitely don't need is a bunch of pseudo-intellectual neck-bearded assholes waving their hookah sticks around saying that we need to rise up against this oppression because websites made me mad.
We're dealing with the metaphorical fear of what would happen if we didn't have capitalism because we're just so used to it.
Actually, I think the word you were looking for there was existential.
We're so used to working every day for our capitalist overlords, we cannot imagine life without them. But I guarantee you, it couldn't get any worse.
Oh, yes it can. It can get way worse than it is right now. Just go read 1984 or It Can't Happen Here and you will see that it can in fact get way, way, way worse.
It could only get better. So if it can only get better, why not fucking do it? And that's just with moderators and with, farming and things.
What?
I could say the same thing about everything.
If you're stupid, yeah.
Every single institution. Let's say there wasn't capitalist ownership over alcohol production.
Now you're just complaining because you don't get free shit.
You just produce alcohol and you drink it.
But you can. You can do that already. You can make alcohol for personal consumption. That's totally legal. The law comes in when you try to sell it because, one, there are regulations put in place to ensure quality, and two, there's tax revenue that the government has to collect. But if you just want to make booze in your house, go for it. No one is stopping. In fact, you can buy, ironically enough, you can buy alcohol kits where you can make your own alcohol. I've done it. I wasn't successful because I didn't pay enough attention to it, but yeah, you can do it.
The same thing goes with farming and with doctors.
No, the same thing does not go with doctors, okay? You have to have a license. You have to actually have gone to school to get your fucking degree. You can't just grab some random person off the street and go, hey, guess what? You're a brain surgeon. Go get him. That doesn't work.
And with everything else, people can still do the things they do right here, right now. They just would not have bourgeois owners.
Okay, you lost. Bourgeois? Really? They wouldn't have those dirty bourgeois business owners. Go fuck yourself. You lose. You obviously have no idea how a goddamn economy runs. You have no idea what Marxism actually is. You have a very poor understanding of history. Seriously, shut the fuck up.
Telling them how to produce it, to what extent, to what to charge it, who gets it, who doesn't, things like that. Why do you need owners?
That is something you will understand when you fucking own something.
Why do you need masters?
Again, when you actually become the master of something, you will learn the answer to that question.
That is the question. And the simplest answer I can give you is to live life without fear.
So your ultimate point is YOLO.
That's why people hate what I say.
No, people hate what you say because you don't know what you're talking about.
It's not because it's illegal. It's not because it's wrong. It's because they cannot stand the fact that I do not live my life without fear.
Your message is live life without fear, and you don't live your life with... That means you don't even practice what you preach. So on top of not knowing what the fuck you're talking about, you're also a massive hypocrite.
And that is not to say that you're going to be able to do it all the time, every time. That is not physically feasible. You have to pick your battles.
But YOLO, dude! Down with the system!
I understand that. There is a difference between being a realistic human being and being the Ubermensch. I don't expect you to be the Ubermensch.
And now we've got Nietzsche! Great, now all you gotta do is start misquoting Machiavelli and Thomas Paine, and we've got the community college dropout trifecta!
But I do expect you to pick your battles.
And part of picking your battles is whining about a place you don't have to be!
I do expect you to fight against at least a couple of your masters within your lifetime.
Have done it one, and I don't give a fuck what you expect me to do.
You can do it, you'll be better off for it, why not do it? That's all I try to introduce in my videos.
So now you're trying to backtrack and say that this whole video was just you saying you need to pick your battles, hoping in vain that the audience, i.e. me, wasn't actually paying attention to the last 3 minutes of your bullshit.
So that's the only thing I try to incorporate, is that you don't have to take this bullshit.
And also that no one died because of Stalin.
At least not to the extent that you do. That's all I have to say.
Yes, that is all you have to say. Anyways, Cute Fuzzy Weasel, hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have any trolls you want me to feed, list them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out the other videos I've done. And as always, have a good day.
Hand that to me and see if you can toss it back up here.
You aren't serious.
I am serious. I want to see. There.